Hey guys, and welcome to my latest video. This one I've been asked to do by a few of you guys. I obviously did a video a little while ago while I was in LA, and I found out that my dad had died, and that was probably the worst time of my life and probably one of the the toughest video that I've ever had to do. And I have had the most amazing response from you guys. You have been overwhelming with your support, and oh my gosh, it's just been incredible. For me and my sister Becky, you guys have been our rocks. You've just been amazing. So I've had a request from a few of you guys to do a video on how to deal with grief, because it really actually shocked me. I guess you kind of live in your own little bubble, and it's only when somebody dies that's close to you that then you realise how many people have actually gone through this or are going through this themselves. And I was overwhelmed with the amount of you guys that actually got in contact with us and said, you know, the exact same thing happened to me, or you'd lost, you know, your parents or your sister or your brother or auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whatever, whoever it is. It's just like the pain is exactly the same, and no one is like worse off than the other. No circumstance is worse than the other, I don't think. No one can take away that pain from you guys. But I just wanted to share a video with you guys with what I've been doing to try and help myself, to just try and like look at the positives, I guess, of life, even though that grief is never going to go away. And I think that's the most important thing to remember. Like, you are never going to fully get over the loss of somebody. I think it's just the best way it's been described to me is that it's just learning to live without them, and it's the hardest thing. I mean, this is still fresh, like this is like 4 months ago that this has happened to me and my sister, and it's just absolutely devastated our family completely. But I think the most important thing is to surround yourself with good, positive people that understand. I have had actually quite a few people in my life that haven't really understood, and that's been really tough for me, because it's difficult when you're going through it yourself. It's ongoing and it's never going to go anywhere. When it's other people that are watching you go through it, they feel really bad for you and they want to be there for you, but then after a certain amount of time their lives just go back to normal, and after the funeral and whatever, then that's it, they go back to normal, and it's almost like you're forgotten about, and that's really tough. It's really difficult. So you have to surround yourself with positive people, people that are really good and that want to listen to you, especially if you do, you know, want to talk about stuff. But if you don't want to talk about stuff all the time, which nobody wants to do, it's best to try and keep yourself busy. I think that is the main thing. For me, it's been through exercise. That's probably my most important thing in my life. Well, I wouldn't say in my life, but you know what I mean, that's been one of the biggest helps for me. Obviously exercise releases endorphins, which basically are like feel good. It's like makes you feel better. So automatically after my workout at the gym, or if I've just gone for a jog or whatever, I just feel that little bit better because I've been out and I've done something. And for those few, you know, those whatever, like hour, half an hour, whatever you do, just put your music in or listen to something, or you know, listen to the radio or watch TV or something like that. Just take your mind off it. And honestly, it does work, because for that hour or whatever, you're just focusing on that one thing. So that's really helped for me. Another thing that's really helped is obviously, yeah, just surrounding myself with my family and friends. Obviously, I'm so close to my sister and to my mum, and so I've been doing a lot of things with them and just trying to remember the good things about my dad. Like, we've all been reminiscing and, you know, remembering all the good times and the fun that we had together. And of course, like, that's going to bring on tears, and you are going to get upset because you will remember the person that you lost. But at the same time, you're celebrating their life and you're remembering how much fun they were and why you loved them so much. And I think that's, again, such an important thing, is to never forget them. And especially for me with my dad, I know that I'm sort of like a physical sort of being of him, if that makes sense. Like, I have traits and I have DNA of my dad inside me, and I know that I am like a mini replica of my dad in so many ways, and so it's so important to remember that and to really kind of push that as well. Like, everyone always said that I got my sense of humour from my dad, and I just try and like really rely on stuff like that in times of need. I'm just trying to be there for everybody else. I'm trying to make people laugh and smile, but at the same time it's important to remember yourself. You do have to take some time out as well, like try not to always, I would say, spend time with people all the time, because you do need that alone time. You do need some time to yourself just to kind of mull things over. For me, it's been, well, otherwise it's been when I've had like a really busy day, I get into bed and I feel so tired, but then it's as if like your body knows as soon as you get into bed, it's like ding, I'm awake now, and I'm going to make you think about everything, and it's like, oh my god, I really don't want to think about stuff now. And I've had so many sleepless nights, it's been ridiculous. But I've just been trying to do stuff to relax me. I've started doing more yoga and things that will really relax my body. And my personal trainer actually said to me a good thing to do if you really are struggling to sleep is to get like a fictional book, so something that's made up, and just read it for like half an hour, even if it's just half an hour before you go to bed, because that almost like unleashes the creative side of your brain rather than like the I'm going to think about everything serious side of your brain, and it will hopefully enable you to kind of go off into dreams and, you know, dream about this crazy stuff and, you know, like other things rather than just you know, think about that person. I have also had a few dreams about my dad, which has been a little bit like, I wouldn't say upsetting, although I have woken up in tears many a times, just because it feels like it's so real and like he's here, and then all of a sudden I wake up and he's not. So that's been really difficult, but it's almost weird because in a weird way it's like it's my brain sort of doing stuff. Like I kind of had a dream about my dad was alive and like we got it wrong and he hadn't actually died. I mean, it was a ridiculous dream, but anyway, I was telling him all about the funeral service that we did for him, and he absolutely loved it, and he was like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing and that sounds perfect and exactly what I would have wanted it. And I think for me that was like, it was almost like me telling myself, or me witnessing that through my dad, that he was really proud and he was really happy about the fact that we did what we did, and he would have loved the way that things had gone. So I think that was really settling in my mind. But yeah, I mean, it's inevitable. You're always going to think about that person. I kept a couple of things of my dad's. I kept like his watch, and I've also got like a necklace chain. He's actually allergic to penicillin, or he was. So I've just got his chain, but obviously I'm not allergic to penicillin. So you might see those popping up in a few videos. The watch is way too big for me, but it's just sentimental stuff that reminds me of my dad, and it makes me feel really close to him. So if you do have anything personal that you can take away from, you know, that person, and you can keep as like just memories, like jewellery or a jacket or whatever. For me, I didn't want any of his clothes. I just felt like that was a bit too personal, a bit too much at the moment. I don't think I could wear any of his stuff, but jewellery, I just felt like, yeah, that would be okay for me. And that's really helped me to get through it. Like I say, just trying to stay positive as much as you possibly can, even though it seems so hard. But keep yourself distracted, you know, keep yourself around positive people. But at the same time, if you need to cry and you need to get upset and you want to just like, you know, feel rubbish, you just got to do it, and people will totally understand. You have to let your body go through these motions, and I have up and down days where I do not feel like I want to smile at people, I don't even want to say hi, and it's so hard, but I have to almost like pull myself up and be like, come on, get it together, and then I can just get on with it. But sometimes, yeah, you do need that time just to be alone and just to get really upset, and that's just completely natural emotions. I hope this video has kind of helped you guys in some way. If you are dealing with a loss and, you know, you don't really feel like you have anyone to talk to, or you just want a little bit of extra help or advice, or just someone to talk to, then my details are all below of how you can contact me through Twitter or email. And please feel free to, you know, I've got a PO box as well that you can even write to if you want to. I would love to hear from you guys, because you are not alone going through this. There are so many people. If I've realised anything, it's how many people are going through this at the same time as you. When you feel like you're so alone, you're not. There are tons of people out there who want to help, including myself. So I hope this has been some help for you guys that are going through this, and for others of you that this obviously doesn't apply to. Maybe in the future this will be, you know, if you just listen to what I've said, then hopefully that could help in some way. I don't know, I hope so. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and please remember to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already, and I will see you guys for a happier video in a few days time. Bye guys.